joined by Son Heung-Min. In the interest of time, we're going to ask that all outlets keep it to one question per outlet. We're going to start with some English questions, and then we'll transition over to a few in Korean afterwards. We'll start here in person. Josh Gross, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Sonny, nice to see you. How do you feel about the change to Marc Dos Santos, and what differences have you experienced in the preseason and in the first game from what you played last season?
I mean, it quite felt really long. I'm back for the season. So yeah, obviously Mark have been working with the boys even previously with Steve as well. So, but as he become as a new head coach, I think he just want to change a little bit of play of style. So I think he just want to have a more ball, and he want to be more aggressive when we lose the ball. So which is that I really like it and used to play like that. So yeah, I'm enjoying every single training session and preseason being really sharp and really good. So yeah, we're looking forward to going into the season like feeling good and ready for this.
Here you go.
Hey Sonny, how exciting is tomorrow's game? It's your first full year with LAFC in MLS, playing against the champions, against Messi. What does it mean for you and the statement that LAFC can give with a victory tomorrow?
Look, I mean, every time when going to the new season is always it's more excitement than ever. So obviously with the good preseason, we are ready to going into the season very excitement, but obviously playing against one of the toughest team in the MLS team is obviously it's going to be a very hard game, but we are all excited. We are very happy to be back for the season. So yeah, I mean, playing in LA and playing at home is obviously a really helpful and opening game, and we want to take it. We want to take positive results as much as we can, and we want to play as much as how we train, how we prepare. So I think this is more important, and I'm looking very forward to my first full season in MLS. So it's been a amazing 6 months, I would say, probably more than 6 months, but I really enjoy single moments every single second. So that's why I think this season will be more special, and as a team, and then also as individually.
Thank you for your time. For the fans that don't know your iconic goal celebration, can you explain what is that about?
I think I explained many times about this, and every time I score, I always feel it could my last goal of my career. So obviously I don't want that, but I just want to capture this moment. So capture this beautiful moment with the team, with the fans, and for myself. So putting in my heart and just capture this beautiful moment. That's why I do the celebration.
Go back here with McKnight.
Hey, Sonny. You've played a lot of big matches in your career against top players. How are you able to separate what the fans want to talk about, Son and Messi, against your focus on your group, your team, your objectives? How do you separate those?
Yeah, football. I always think football is never individual sports. So obviously, I don't want to talk about Messi because probably everybody talking high enough, and we all know that he's the best player, and he has so many influences to the football. So, but I don't look at football match as an individual, So, and he's obviously different level than any other player. So I'm looking into that game against LAFC, against Inter Miami, which is that everybody looking into it. So I'm looking forward to win as a team. I'm looking for playing as a team and celebrate as a team. I think this is how I separate the game.
Go Max.
Yes, Sonny. Last season you arrived and you went to Chicago and Boston and Dallas. Now you get to look forward to 20 or more home games. What are you looking forward to most to dig your roots into the city, the stadium, and everything else?
I mean, obviously, home game is always the best feeling. And last year, especially when I joined, we had a lot of away games, which is making me a little bit confusing and travel a lot. But even with that experience, I enjoyed it. So a lot of flying, visiting a lot of different cities, which is I really liked it. So, but obviously I want to have many home games as possible. So this is very important. The league that we finish high as possible. That in the playoffs we are playing many games as at home as possible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing many home games as possible. But I would love to visit any other cities. You know, like I love new experience. I love new challenges, and just one thing that I don't like is cold. Yeah, LA means very cold, you know. So I'm very surprised. So John told me that, yeah, every day is sunny shining, nice weather. Yeah, I kind of feel like today or last couple of days was a little bit shocking. So yeah, it was a bit surprised.
This is the best day in LA when the rain and the snow is on the mountains and the air is crystal clear. So
I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't seen beautiful city, beautiful weather. So I don't think today or couple of days it wasn't the best.
All right, we have time for one or two more in English. We'll go Gustavo.
You have a lot of fans around the world, but the Latino fans love you. And what does it mean to be playing in front of a lot of Latinos in LA and all around the country and the world?
Oh, it's crazy. Obviously, yeah. Having this fan base is always huge helpful and gives me motivation. You know, so yeah. I mean, I would love to speak Spanish, but first of all, I have to speak good English and then Spanish. So yeah, because we have a lot of guys who speak Spanish, which is that helps me. I understand a little bit, but as much as they're passionate, it gives so much motivation. You know, I always want to give them something special feeling and special moments, and I really appreciate and for your amazing support, amazing passion, and that's why LAFC is here for. You know, so yeah, I hope we can have a special season.
One more in English. Anything else in English? Okay, we're gonna switch over to Korean for a couple. We'll start right here.
이번에 이제 처음으로 LAFC 풀타임 시즌 소화하게 되셨는데 좀 어떤 기대감을 갖고 계신지랑 그리고 이번 시즌 앞으로 목표 같은 거 궁금합니다.
네, 일단은 항상 첫 시즌, 새로운 시즌을 들어갈 때는 설레임과 기대감이 항상 되게 많은 것 같은데 신인의 자세로 사실 임한다고 생각을 해요. MLS에 이제 어떻게 보면은 처음으로 이제 시즌을 시작하는 건데 준비도 잘 하고 있었고 설레인 마음, 기쁜 마음으로 시즌을 준비하고 있었고 그렇게 또 잘 준비한 것 같아요. 한국에 있을 때부터 올 한 해에 대해서 제가 생각하고 있는 것들이 많았기 때문에 그런 것들을 좀 잘 준비하고 있었던 것 같고 목표라기보다는 사실 제가 어떻게 해서는 항상 팀한테 도움을 줄 수 있는 걸 생각을 많이 하게 되고 저번 시즌에 겪었던 경험들을 토대로 저희가 또 올 시즌에 더 잘해야 될 이유들이 분명히 생긴 것 같아서 그런 것들을 생각하면서 경기 한 경기를 치러 나갈 예정입니다.
중앙일보의 김영민 기자입니다. 월드컵까지 한 약 4개월 정도 남았는데 지금 LAFC 계시면서 월드컵 준비는 또 어떻게 하고 계시고 그다음에 MLS에서의 생활이 월드컵 준비에 어떤 이점을 가져다 주시는지 좀 공유해 주시면 좋겠습니다.
일단은 지금 사실은 제가 소속팀에서 잘해야 월드컵을 생각할 수 있는 겨를이 있기 때문에 제가 항상 최고의 퍼포먼스 또 최고의 컨디션을 보여주는 게 더 지금은 대표팀에서도 필요한 거라고 생각을 하기 때문에 그게 제가 월드컵을 위해서 하는 생각이라고 생각을 하고 또 제가 또 몸 상태를 또 좋은 컨디션을 잘 만들어 놓는 게 어떻게 보면 가장 중요하다고 생각을 해서 다른 생각보다는 일단 시즌을 다치지 않고 잘 준비하는 게 가장 중요했던 것 같습니다.
One last one in Korean. Anybody? Go ahead.
안녕하세요. SBS 인터내셔널의 이원정 기자입니다. 지금 새로운 선수들이 많이 영입이 됐는데요. 그 선수들하고 이제 맞춰보는 합이나 이런 것들이 어떠신지
네, 일단은 새로운 선수들도 당연히 이런 새로운 곳에 온다면 적응하는 게 어떻게 보면 가장 중요한데 저도 아직도 적응하는 단계라고 생각을 하지만 그런 선수들이 적응하는 데 있어서 제가 여태까지 했던 경험들 또 이런 것들을 통해서 좀 많이 도와주려고 하고 있고 또 선수들이 워낙 능력이 있는 선수들이라서 그런 면에서는 크게 문제 없이 잘 적응하고 있는 것 같습니다.
All right. Thank you, Sunny.
All
Thank
good?
you guys. We'll be right back. We're back with Denis Bouanga. Similar to how we did Sonny and Mark, we're going to start with questions here in person in English. We also have Julian assisting us on the Zoom with the French translation. So we'll start off with Josh Gross.
Denis, nice to see you. Congratulations on the strong start, hat-trick to start the season. Everybody's talking about like this team is bought in, they understand what Marc wants, and they're happy to give it for him. Do you agree with that? And how will Marc's influence impact how you score here with LAFC?
Félicitations Denis pour ce début de saison tonitruante. Qu'est-ce que tu considères en termes d'organisation de l'équipe et notamment l'influence de Marc peut apporter en ce début de saison? Est-ce que tu sens déjà en fait des changements notables?
Merci. Moi comme j'ai dit depuis la saison dernière, voilà, si Los Angeles devait trouver un coach, j'avais opté pour ce Marc parce que je pense qu'il a de très très bonnes idées et puis ça reflète carrément mes idées à moi. Donc je suis très content qu'il soit nommé numéro 1 et je suis très content de jouer pour lui cette saison.
Last season I was being asked what would be the best choice in terms of coaching, and without hesitation I would have picked Marc. So I think he has a really good ideas, and his ideas are really in line with mine. So I'm glad we're off to a good start with him, and I'm really happy to be working with him.
And when you saw that the first match of the year was going to be against Miami and Messi, how did you react to that? And what do you think? Is it a season opener? How do you feel about that?
Donc tu as vu que le premier match serait contre Miami et Messi. Quelle était ta réaction? Qu'est-ce que tu en penses?
Que ça allait être un très très gros match d'ouverture, voilà, et que tout simplement c'est à nous de montrer qu'on est une nouvelle équipe et avec un nouveau coach et de montrer ce qu'on peut faire durant cette saison avec Marc en tant que leader.
Obviously, that will be a big game as an opening the season with this game. But it'd be up to us to show that we're a new team, that we have new ambitions, and to demonstrate that we'll can do new things and new approaches with Marc.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes? Go ahead. Ladies first.
Hi, this is Sarah from NBC America. You and Sonny last year, you guys have made a lot of goals, and so what are you most looking for this game with you and Sonny? Any like putting out things your ceremony so far kind of thing?
L'année dernière, toi et Sonny avez évidemment marqué pas mal de buts. Est-ce que vous avez des motifs en tant que ensemble pour ce match à venir?
Avec Sony, on veut juste dépasser le nombre qu'on a fait la saison dernière, être tout simplement meilleur. Et avec la qualité de l'équipe, je pense qu'on peut réussir. Après, voilà, comme je l'ai dit, tout part du collectif. Et si on arrive à jouer ensemble, moi et Sony et toute l'équipe, je pense qu'on peut arriver à un très grand record dans la MLS.
So Sonny and I guess the main objective is to beat the scores that we had for last year and be better. And I think with the current team, it's something that's quite possible. It's within reach. And so hopefully this is the main objective in terms of we just consider personal objectives for Sonny and I. That would be to break the records that we had for last year.
Did you guys talk about any ceremony?
No, not yet.
Thank you, Vixie.
Max, Christoph, right in the back.
Danny, in the preseason, when you scored a goal, David assisted you. You ran to him, celebrated. In the game in Honduras, when he did those plays, you ran to him. How do you view you as a mentor for these younger players, and how are you embracing that?
Dans le match précédent de cette saison, tu as eu un assist de David, je crois, comme tu dis bien.
Ouais.
Comment tu considères ta place vis-à-vis de lui? Est-ce que tu considères comme une sorte sorte de mentor?
Alors, j'essaie de le conseiller au maximum parce que voilà, c'est un jeune talent en devenir. Et voilà, on sait tous qu'il a beaucoup de potentiel. Mais malheureusement, l'année dernière, il n'a pas eu autant de chance. Mais je pense que cette année, ça peut être la bonne et il peut vraiment éclore. Et oui, j'essaye de lui donner des conseils. Sony aussi essaye de lui donner des conseils. Et on est vraiment tous derrière lui pour qu'il fasse la meilleure saison ici à Los Angeles.
Yeah, I tried to give him advices. He's obviously a really has a lot of talent. He's a sort of a diamond in the rough that with a lot of he has a lot of potential and a little bit of polishing. Last year he didn't get much of a chance, but I think probably this year will be the one. And Sonny is also participating and giving him advices and sort of mentoring him. So I think this year might be his chance to show what he's up to.
Derek Kim?
Sabatini, is there any achievements or records are you aiming this year?
Quels sont tes objectifs et tes objectifs globalement pour cette année?
Alors moi c'est simple, comme je l'ai dit chaque année c'est de faire meilleur que la saison dernière tout simplement et ça c'est personnel et après collectivement j'espère qu'on va tout remporter. Voilà, je me fixe pas du tout de limite et j'espère qu'on va réussir à faire ça.
On a personal level, like I said earlier, is to be better than last year, always try to improve. And from the collective perspective, I guess the goal is clear. We'd like to win all competitions and trophies and bring this back home.
And there was a rumor on your transfer. I'm just wondering, has Sonny ever gave you advice regarding that?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Can you repeat?
So there was a rumor on Denis' transfer earlier this year, and I'm just wondering, has Sonny gave him any advice about that?
Il y avait des rumeurs de transfert avant le début de la saison. Est-ce que Sonny t'a donné des conseils à ce sujet-là?
Non, pas spécialement. Voilà, j'ai toujours été focus à Los Angeles. Les rumeurs restent des rumeurs, mais voilà, comme je l'ai dit, en ce moment je suis focus sur Los Angeles et rien d'autre.
Not really, no. Didn't get much advice, and in any case, I was always focused on LAFC. My priority is here, and so rumors are rumors.
A message to the fans who are coming out to the game and for the rest of the season who are excited for you to stay?
Est-ce que tu as un message pour les fans pour la saison qui arrive, sachant que maintenant tu es parti pour rester?
Tout simplement, merci de continuer à nous suivre. Voilà, on a fait 5 heures de vol à Real España, vous êtes venus aussi, donc déjà pour commencer, merci. Et voilà, je suis très honoré encore de continuer avec Los Angeles et tout simplement de vous rendre l'appareil sur le terrain et j'espère qu'on va vous ramener la coupe et toutes les compétitions confondues.
I'm really happy and thank you so much for this amazing support. The fact that some of the fans just had a 5-hour flight to see us in Honduras to be with us and support us was amazing. So I'm really happy to have this support and I will try to give it back and just to be really on the pitch, try to match there's this level of confidence and support that they have, and just give this as a reward.
Time for one more in English.
How was your off season? Did you obviously you tried to qualify for the World Cup and it didn't happen? Did you take time for yourself and how did you recuperate to prepare? Because everybody knows how much energy you put into the seasons.
Comment a été ton break après la saison? Évidemment qu'il y a eu la Coupe du Monde, qualif pour la Coupe du Monde. Est-ce que tu as pu prendre quand même du temps pour toi? Est-ce que tu as pu reprendre des forces et de l'énergie?
J'ai eu que 2 petites semaines, mais voilà, 2 petites semaines, je pense que c'est assez pour voir mes parents et ma famille en France. Et voilà, je suis revenu avec de nouvelles ambitions et une nouvelle énergie.
I only had 2 small weeks, but it was enough for me to, go back to France and visit my family, my parents, and I think it was more than enough for me to just retrieve the necessary energy for get off to a good start for this season.
All right, we'll take one last one online. Scott French.
Hi, Denis. Is your priority to be with this club throughout this season until the end of the season?
Denis, est-ce que ta priorité c'est d'être avec le club tout le long de la saison?
Comment dire, bah moi tout simplement, moi je suis focus sur Los Angeles. Après voilà, je sais pas du tout ce qui va se passer durant l'année, mais en tout cas je suis très bien à Los Angeles comme je l'ai dit, et je vais attendre tout simplement de la saison, c'est tout.
I'm like I said earlier, I'm 100% focused on LA and LAFC. I can't predict what will be in the future. I don't have a crystal ball, but for now, let's see how the season goes, and we'll see.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you, Denis. Thanks, everybody. That'll do it.
Thank you.
All right, we're joined by head coach Marc Dos Santos. Marc, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and get started with questions here in person, and then we'll transition to online. We'll start it off with Josh Gross.
Mark, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
As this challenge facing Miami in the first game of the season, sort of what does it represent for your club, and is it any kind of litmus test for you guys to lay down a marker for what the season can be?
Yeah, it's the best opponent we could get in game one. We're excited about it. We understand that we're playing. This mic is alive, huh? Yeah, so we understand we're playing last year's MLS Cup champion, a big team in this league. So to start with this opponent, it's the best choice possible, especially here in Los Angeles. So we're excited about it. We're ready. It was important to give a good sign in Honduras. And to set up the table for this game. It's going to be an amazing game against an amazing opponent.
Like I just asked, Jeremy Abovasi didn't travel with you to Honduras. What's his place in this team, and how do you see that he'll be used?
Yeah, right now the first focus with Jeremy is for him to get fully back from his injury, and then integrate the team and train fully with the team. So I think he's getting closer every week. And it's going to be, when I think about the guys that are in this moment out for the game, like Aaron Long, Schaffelberg, Igor, Jeremy, it's also amazing options that we're going to have eventually down the line.
Hey, Coach, this is
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Sarah from NBC America. What kind of impact has Son had on the team so far, and how would you evaluate Son performance?
Yeah, I seem I'm repeating myself because it's not your fault, but every day I get asked about it. And one day I'm just gonna tape an answer and press play. But it doesn't change. Sonny, what impressed me the most in him, we knew the ability as a player, the quality as a player. That's why when we had the opportunity to bring him to LAFC, we did it right away. But what impresses me is the person. He's such a competitor. In Honduras, people were asking me from Honduras that they were surprised that he played that game. And no, he wants to play every game. He's a competitor, he's a leader, he brings a lot in the locker room, but he's also a player that leads by example, so he contaminates the others around him. So look, I only have good things, but for me, life is short. We're all gonna die one day, and Sonny leaves a mark more than a player for me individually, as what a good person and a good guy. So when you're that and you're a good player, you bring a lot to the locker room.
LAFC got a great result in the last game, but not an
we felt that in preseason, every day of preseason, we were stepping towards the team we want to be. We talk a lot about identity, but identity without functionality doesn't mean anything. And what I felt is that every day we were putting the stones in place to become a certain team with a certain identity. So we arrived in Honduras ready for that game, and we're ready for the game tomorrow. Now, the thing that we don't have, and Miami doesn't have also, none of us has a high rhythm of competitiveness. So one thing is to play this game in the first game of MLS. The other thing is to play this game in September or August, where there's much more rhythm. So that's going to be interesting to see. But what I'm sure about is the atmosphere in the stadium is going to be that extra source of energy for the players.
Thank you.
Go Derek Kim.
Hi Mark, Darren with the Korea Daily.
Hey, how are you?
From your perspective, what would be the Inter Miami's weakness and how is it going to exploit that?
Is it fair that I don't answer your question? I'll tell you this, we've studied them a lot. There's a huge level of respect for them, and there's huge level of respect for the way we want to play. We've seen big strengths in them. We also see weaknesses the same way they see it in us. And that's what I could say, but I'll never answer what are my thoughts about the opponent, because I think, one, it's not fair, and two, I don't want to disclose things that we talk about in the locker room.
And from your strategy, how are you going to utilize Sonny and Denis Team Geo tomorrow? If you could share.
Well, if you look at the dynamics of our team offensively that we showed in Honduras, there's so many players that participated in what we did in the last third. The first goal comes from a penalty where Sergi gets the ball wide, plays David Martinez, and he does a good play to draw the foul. Timmy got involved in goals. David Martinez got involved in goals. So for me to point out the two, we know the quality that the two have, but my concern as a coach is that collectively we bring a lot of players in positions to succeed.
Gus?
The Winter Olympics are happening right now. The Olympics are coming to LA. What's the vibe right now about to march into the Coliseum that has rich Olympic history? And what do you guys feel about that?
You know, it's a good point you brought to me, because I didn't read enough about the history at the Coliseum. And now what you did in my life is today I'm going to read about it. So you're going to make me a little bit more knowledgeable in the Coliseum. Olympic Games and part of the World Cup, a lot happening in LA. I saw it yesterday. I had to go to the airport at night and I saw changes in LAX. So it's a sign that, you know, things are mobilizing around the Olympic Games. And we know it's a stadium with a lot of history. And it's just exciting. Look, the same way as an assistant coach when I went to the Rose Bowl, and I remember being a little kid and watching the penalty shootout Brazil against Italy in '94, and now and being in that game that was historical. Now it's another opportunity for us as a club to be in such an historical stadium. But I have to get more knowledge on the history, and thanks for pointing that out.
We have time for a couple more in English before switching over to Spanish. We'll go McKnight.
Coach Stefan Eustachio, I'd love to hear your thoughts on him. He's a Canadian like you. He's got a Porto pedigree like you. How did that loan come to pass from your perspective, and what can we expect from Stefan?
Well, it for sure it helped that there's a relationship. You know, I coached his brother Mauro when I was the head coach of Ottawa, and Mauro now is a coach in the Canadian Premier League. It's a family of soccer, the Eustachios. Both of them amazing kids, great education, great parents. So I knew Stefan already from the past. What I could tell him, what I could tell you guys about him, this is a player that grinded his way up. Nothing was given to him. He started in lower divisions in Portugal, then played in the third, second, first division, ended up playing for Porto, Champions League, Europa League, a lot of games. Was never a key player in the Canadian youth system, and then made his way up to the first team and being an important player for Canada. So again, when the opportunity came, the door opened. It was a really easy talk between me and him, and of course it helps when the coach knows personally the player, I'm sure.
All right, we're going to take one in English online, and then we'll finish with a couple Spanish, and then Marc's got to get going. Scott, French online?
Yeah, hey Mark, you alluded to it in an earlier answer, but it is early in the season, and this is a time when teams are still developing themselves. In what areas do you want to see growth in let's say, the first half dozen games?
I want to see, I think it's so clear the identity we have inside our locker room. I don't think everybody's able to see it fully yet because you just saw one game. But in what we're building every day in training, it's become clearer and clearer. And I just want that the dynamics of our identity as a team and the consistency of our identity keeps growing. That's what I want to see in the next 5-6 games.
Thank you, Mark.
We're going to take a couple in Spanish to wrap up. We'll start right here with Monica.
Hola, Mónica, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y usted qué tal?
Bien.
Lo escuché decir esta semana que está encantado de dirigir esta clase de jugadores que tiene hoy por hoy en el LAFC. Pero también es importante destacar lo que usted le inyecta a este grupo de jugadores para que sean protagonistas. Ya vimos el partido esta semana en Conca Champions y también con ese inicio de temporada de MLS. ¿Cuáles esas claves que usted le transmite a sus jugadores para lo que se trabaja en cada entrenamiento se vea reflejado en cada partido?
Sí, una pregunta muy buena. La primera cosa es entender que un equipo no depende de uno o dos jugadores, porque mañana quizá Denis tiene que ir a la selección, Sonny tiene que descansar un partido, y lo que hablamos mucho dentro es que la importancia del colectivo, y yo tengo la suerte de tener estrellas que son humildes también, y ellos entienden que el colectivo viene siempre primero, y es lo que hablamos siempre juntos. Yo creo que del staff a los jugadores somos un grupo humilde. No queremos ser conocidos solamente de LAFC tiene jugadores de calidad. No, queremos que, mira, tiene calidad, pero cómo trabajan juntos. Eso es lo que queremos hacer en nuestra identidad.
Y justamente le quiero preguntar sobre eso. Mucho se habla del trabajo de Sonny, de Bouanga, dentro de LAFC, pero también hay jugadores jóvenes,
Sí.
y del crecimiento que está teniendo un Nathan Ordaz,
Sí.
Jared Martínez, Mark
Sí.
Evans, que subió al primer equipo. ¿Qué tanto ayudan también a estos jugadores para que el crecimiento de ellos cada vez vaya mucho más?
Ese contagious.
Contagioso.
Sí, cuando tienes jugadores de alto nivel que siempre se presentan en un alto nivel y trabajan mucho, los otros tienen que seguir. Y ahí David lo mira, Sonny, mira, este jugó al más alto nivel y sigue yendo, yo tengo que estar a ese nivel. Lo mismo, es imposible para mí hablar de nuestra estrella sin hablar de David, de Boyd, de Schaffelberg, de Stefan, de Marky, de Tillman. Es todos, por eso una equipa no puede ser solamente visto como uno o dos piezas. Tenemos que hablar del grupo, pero tenemos la suerte que esos jugadores, de la forma como trabajan, lo hacen de una forma que los otros todos quieren seguir.
Dos más en español para Marc, uno con Rodrigo y acá para acabar.
Marc,
Rodrigo.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
La importancia de comenzar la temporada ante el vigente campeón en un estadio histórico como es el Coliseo de Los Ángeles, y el mensaje que puede mandar el LAFC para lo que va a ser esta temporada. Recuerdo que el Galaxy en el 2024 se enfrentaron esa es la importancia para LAFC de dar un buen mensaje con buen resultado.
Para nosotros la temporada ya inició en Honduras, entonces nosotros no lo vimos como el resto, nosotros vimos ese partido. Lo que hablamos en el vídeo hoy es, después del partido contra Real España, ¿cómo podemos ser mejores? Es así que queremos vivir cada día en el club. Olvídate del último resultado, ¿cómo podemos ser mejores? Si nuestra temporada, si ganamos mañana, no vale nadie si después pierdes 4 consecutivos. O si pierdes mañana y después ganas 10 consecutivos. Entonces no lo vemos como el partido clave, lo vemos como otro partido importantísimo en nuestro crecimiento como equipo.
Este el Colato, tu DN Radio, Marc, van a Honduras, el clima adverso, el estadio lleno, todo parecía que y el LAFC venía de pretemporada, pero el 6-1 vamos a ver esa misma cantidad de goles mañana.
Si yo quiero, sí, claro, pero es diferente. Cada partido tiene un contexto diferente y la maravilla del fútbol es que tiene millones de opciones en la cancha, todo puede pasar, entonces es un partido con contexto diferente. Lo que yo sé es que vamos a entrar con una mentalidad fuerte, vamos a entrar motivados y es un partido que queremos ganar contra un rival que también es muy fuerte y es fantástico para el club, para el público de tener un partido así en la primera jornada.
El equipo que gana repite.
¿Tú quieres el line-up ahora? ¿Sí? ¿Quieres o no?
Sí.
No, pero no te voy a dar.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for Marc. Thank you, Marc. Gracias.